Good morning, insiders. Welcome back. We're currently on our way to that next milestone of $250,000 in trading profits. Today is Thursday, April 13th, and it's 7:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thursday is also the day we do our podcast recordings, so stay tuned for that. We'll probably be posting it on Friday. Otherwise, the market conditions here are looking well. The gappers aren't really too busy, but let's quickly look at some of these other things. We got the SPY, for example, wasn't able to hold that high. We saw almost 114, which we've been talking about quite a lot. So maybe we're going to flag out here a little bit longer before ripping up to this 114 territory, or maybe we already hit that high. But right now we're still in that good little front side right here. So unless we break the 90 MA and really 404, I wouldn't be super worried. The CPI or the inflation report came out pretty good yesterday, but the market was overall pretty nervous. And then when the Fed talked, there was also, again, a lot of capitulation. TradingEconomics.com has a nice little summary here. And if you click on FOMC minutes, you can see a nice little summary here. Basically, observed that inflation remained too high and that the labor market remained tight, and as a result, they anticipated that some additional policy firming may be appropriate to attain sufficiently restrictive policy stance to return inflation back to 2%. So probably more interest rates increases, or at least not decelerating it as quickly as maybe hoped. And that's what's creating the sell-off right now. Today we'll have PPI coming out for month over month. So we'll stay tuned for that at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't want to be in a trade for that specifically. Yesterday with GFAI, I felt like I kind of stopped trading maybe a hair too soon. Like I could have definitely done a trade here in this area. I felt like the expected value was definitely there, but for some reason I called it because I've been doing such bad trading lately. But if I traded this move, that could have been a big winner. This pullback, maybe I would have gave back something here. I don't know what would have happened, but a lot of opportunity that I kind of somehow let slip through my fingers by just stopping too early. So if it is a good day and we have a good front side, I can keep trading just a little bit more because otherwise I'm leaving too much profits on the table by ending early when it's a good trading day. Now, if it's a bad trading day and I'm up, then it's better to call it as soon as possible. So I want to be focused a little bit more on expected value and cutting it or stopping the trading day when that expected value is bad, but keep trading if it's good. So that is what I want to be focusing on a little bit more. In terms of scanners, we have AUUD, which I briefly mentioned. It did pop up from small dollar territory. It went up like almost 450, 500%. Absolutely crazy. A lot of resistance right above here around 2, and we ran all the way to that zone. We do have maybe some support around $1. No surprise there. It's kind of a classic support and resistance psychological zone. I'll mark that just to keep it in mind, but yeah, we saw that, popped to 2, all the way back down to 1, popped back up. I could have maybe traded it here in this area. Volume's okay. We did have that nice break above VWAP, but I didn't do that. I typically don't like tickers that are this cheap, but let's see here. Software company, 13 million shares outstanding, 7 million market cap, and doesn't seem like it has a specific catalyst today, unless there's something else out there, but it doesn't look like TD Ameritrade is scanning for it, or at least finding anything. Other than that, I'm not crazy about what we're seeing, so let me just show you what CXAI looks like, another ticker that is close to getting to that potential gapper phase. It's up, from that last leg, 70% or so. So it's not too bad, and we do have that big resistance right around 3.9, I would say 3.6, maybe even. Let me just put that there. And then another interesting zone right around here, like 2.5. Both areas worth watching. You can see we almost crawled up to that zone. So for me, I'll keep an eye on this ticker. We have another support around maybe $1.95, $2. You can see that support coming in here as well. I think it could be in play right now. Obviously, pre-market's not up that much because it did start that run, extended hours, but I think it is worth watching because it is up like 70% and it's consolidating near its highs. So that's actually a really good sign. This ticker is IT Services, 14 million shares outstanding, 23 million market cap. Again, lacking news, so I'm not crazy about that part, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe I'll find some news if I do I'll definitely be sure to mention it. NCMI, I don't think I'm going to be looking at just because it's sub-dollar, but that's what I'm focused on right now. And let's see if we get a bit more action on these two tickers, AUD and CXAI. Maybe we'll get something totally new. Could be an option as well. For all the new insiders here, this is the channel where I record myself trading and share my thoughts before, during, and after each trade with you. Check out the homepage video to learn more. And if you find value in these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button. Drop a comment if you have any questions or feedback. And engaging is the best way to get involved in our Discord community. Or sorry, I meant engaging with this channel or getting involved in our Discord community is the best way to accelerate your learning curve. Links are all in the video description below. Remember, these videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only and are not financial advice. Let's have a profitable day, guys. Looking for a move on CXAI that just is a little bit further down below the 9 EMA. I didn't really get that dip as I was hoping for. I'd be taking profits around 49. So unfortunately, it did not go down as much as I was hoping. We are a bit extended on the 9 EMA, so that's why I didn't get super aggressive. Wow, big breakout there. I was not expecting that. Trying to buy into this dip a little bit here. Looking for a bounce off the support of 55. What a sell-off. Stopping out. I bought a little bit too soon. That was my problem. Okay, it did recover a bit more. I had the right idea. I would have sold out here, so I would have never got this move. I did not expect we would get a blow off top like we did at all. Nice increasing in volume though. Should make me more aggressive. I think that was my mistake just now. Back around 9 EMA, let's start sizing in around 250, ideally below 250. Here's an interesting thing. The volume has finally gone down after new high, so that's a good indication that this front side might be coming to an end, and maybe buying off the 9 EMA isn't going to be the best anymore, and maybe waiting for that bigger pullback below the 9 EMA is probably the way to go. Finally getting a little bit of size here on that pullback I was waiting for. Let's see if this area holds. We have huge support off the 57. Major support zone, so I'm looking for this hopefully to keep holding here and pop a little bit back up. Pretty small size for now. So I wouldn't, if it pops back up, I wouldn't be looking for a new high over 274. I would be just looking for a retrace, something maybe around 64, 65. Somewhere in that area right there. More size getting filled here. Remember, it is below the former 5-minute. That sometimes adds a bit more selling pressure. Try to buy into that as it was, volume was coming back in. That sell pressure here was very light. It's not really getting back above the 9 EMA right now. Overall volume is very light. It's a bit of a grinder here. Anything over 60, I'd probably be taking profits fairly quick. There we go. And I'm out. Nice little quick trade. It would have been great holding it a little bit longer, but man, that was a lot of pressure, sell pressure. And sometimes you see these just, pop up a little bit and then they're right back. First trade on the day, I felt like that was probably a good way to take it. I started closing this one around 60, 61, and then maxed at 62, but only a small size. Actually, no, a couple 500 shares at 62. Obviously pops up to 63, 64 maybe here in a second, but the goal is never to get that perfect entry or exit because then you'll go crazy. So I think I did pretty good there. Wow, big sell-off there. I was thinking if we can get this a little bit further down, I would actually catch this falling knife or try to, because that's the 9 EMA coming in, but I wouldn't want to buy prematurely, still waiting for that a little bit more of a dip here, 47 maybe. Yeah, there's the bounce. I was kind of hoping it would dip a little bit further. I'm not going to chase. The 5-minute setup on CXAI is actually really, really nice looking, potentially. Again, tried for a little bit of a dip, but didn't get it. That's fine. Just want to point out CXAI is right now in a bearish pattern, right? It's going down. But there's tons of support here. 9 EMA on the 5-minute, VWAP as well. Bit of a bounce zone. We have tops and closes, so opens and closes on 5-minute candles. So there's a good chance it's going to recover, but these backside patterns are very dangerous and they have a negative risk reward ratio, so it's not a good expected value. Although when they do work, it just looks like such a no-brainer to take the trade. This is my 2 thoughts on it. I mean, there's a good chance that it might break up. The thing is, in the off chance that it doesn't, it's always very hard to cut your losses, and it's a quick loss too. Another ticker that's popping up is SABS. This ticker actually is a quick big 170% winner, which is just mind-boggling. Biotech, 50 million shares, 20 outstanding, 20 million market cap, FDA grants, review status. It sounds not too bad. I really am not a big fan of these sub-dollars, but trading with small size could be kind of interesting. But I think I'm going to leave this one alone. Yeah, this is where I would start fumbling around. I would have maybe not bought perfectly low, then I would have chased stop, then I would have stopped out for a small loss, and this is how I get back profits a lot, so I just tend to avoid these situations. OCEA popping up at 30% gap, decent, okay volume for just popping up here. There goes CXAI again, kind of testing these waters. Again, my bet would be probably that it retests here, but I just know trading this would chop me around so much. Just missed my fill on CXAI. I had a feeling there was going to be an extended pullback here because this move was quite extended itself. I didn't want to go for this one, and I had my order at 50. What was it, 52? Technically, orders were getting filled here at 52. I didn't get in. I would probably be looking for a possible break over 265 and take profits along the way. But entering here, it's just not a great EV, so I think I'm gonna not trade it. I think I'm a little bit too pessimistic on this ticker. I let several good opportunities slide through my fingers. I just kind of couldn't really wrap my mind around this ticker doing so well because it is lacking a catalyst. We're approaching this kind of key $3 zone. You can see here we had a wick and tops and bottoms. It's also a whole dollar, which is always a psychological zone. I guess we're, what can I say? We're really approaching it. Yeah, I'm just going to keep watching for now. If I have a lot of FOMO, that's probably when I know definitely do not trade it. We got a flush coming. If I feel a little bit of scared, then it might be a good time to actually take an entry. Right now, the 5-minute is quite extended, but this ticker has quite a lot of extended 5 minutes. First was a 10% move, now it's about a 12% move. Obviously, an entry around 72 would be ideal. We'll just keep watching it for now. I'm going to see if I can start sizing into this one because I do have a little bit of nervousness that we're going to keep selling off, which makes me feel like this is probably the best time to get in before it potentially rips and then the FOMO really starts kicking in. So I'm just going to start sizing in. Right now we are crawling back down the former 5-minute. Typically, when a ticker's over, that's usually a little bit of a better time to invest or trade. So if we can get back over, let's say 280, this ticker can really make some moves, taking a little bit of risk off here at 75. Getting ready to close the rest at 75. Was not able to close my whole position. Pops back up. Might be over trading here a little bit. Bought back at 75. Sold some at 74, unfortunately. Looking for that bigger break here, or 84. PPI just came out. Don't love being in a trade when macro news drops. Closing out for now. Market seems to like it. It's still selling off. Still looking for that possible break higher. We got good support on the 5-minute. This is where I got my last really good trade. Keeping an eye on that 5-minute. I don't really like how we broke though. That 9E may make me a little bit uncomfortable there. Yeah, it's still selling off. I think I could have cut my losses a little bit quicker there. Slightly red on the day right now. Aggressive sell-off there. Sold some. Possible buying back here. Out. Unfortunate, but is what it is. Watching GFAI, I mean, it's on its 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th big green 5-minute candle in a row. Talk about being late to the party on this one. A little bit upsetting, but is what it is. I mean, this was a perfect setup right here. That's what I should have been focusing my energy on, but kind of gave back profits on CXAI instead. Is what it is. Just got to be patient, wait for that next good setup. All right, guys, we got another 4 minutes till the market opens. I'm really going to be watching CXAI pretty closely. I think this one just consolidated for a long period of time, and it's in a pretty key support zone. I would like to see a little bit of a morning run. I think we might be able to see it. Then we have AUUD, which I don't think I'll be looking at, although maybe it will kind of pop back to $1, have a little run back to BWAP. GFAI as well, kind of interesting. Had this really strong run. It's been pulling back ever since. For now, I just want to be a little patient. 40 more seconds. And to be completely honest, this ticker ran a lot more than I was expecting just now, so I want to be a little cautious about that. Watching. So far popping up higher. This ticker does like to rip, doesn't pull back too much. For a ticker with no catalyst, it's very, very strong. Wow, look at that pullback there. About a 7% dip off the highs. Let's keep an eye on this open price action. AUUD, did that pop back above $1 like we were talking about? Watching CXAI. Holding really well. It's got huge relative volume on the day as well. That's a good sign. Everyone's going to be looking for that push over 3. Bigger dip. Let's see if we can crawl onto this one on that dip. Looking for this one to pop back over 2.9 and then 3. Small size for now, ideally 2,000 shares. So far it's holding. Right now I don't think there's as much FOMO as until it gets over 3. I think that's when the FOMO is going to really have the potential for a blow off top. taking some profit off. Didn't get my fill there. Looking for that push over 2.9 still, and ideally over 3. Still getting a little of that selling pressure here. That was unfortunate. That was such a quick blow off top that I wasn't able to exit my position. I even put that limit order there just in case that happened. Volume still crawling up. We could see that other break of 3. Volume's fading though, making me a little bit on edge. I still think we might be able to break 3. But if I can get a better 5-minute setup, I would take it because right now it is quite extended. We have, let me just go here to the 5-minute chart. There's that break of 3. Small size there. Closing that out though. It's a little bit too much for me. I think that was even a green trade, believe it or not. Wow, someone got a real burn in there just for it to pop back up. I don't know. What are you trying to get out of that? You know, it's very stressful. It happened so fast as well. Would have been a really nice dip buy. Just in case. See if we get a little fill here on a quick pullback to 9 EMA, and then maybe a pop over 3. We've already had 3 rejections, so I'm definitely not going to buy this one high. Possible break here of 3. There's the pop. You it didn't hold SABS sub-dollar into a resistance zone. CXAI is really the only ticker right now, but it just feels like it's really fighting every front. I don't know if I can trade just here. Possible pullback to 9 or 15-minute EMA. That's what I'm waiting for. It is kind of holding this area pretty good. So if we do get a pullback, I'd go for it. I'd sell. Ideally, something a little bit further down is what I'm looking for. Got a little dip there, looking for that break over 3. Not really getting that break like we would have wanted it. Nice, I'll take it. I don't know if it's going to break that over 3. I think the expected value right now is just so hard to reason because this ticker really is up on hot air, is what it feels like. It's being, we're trading to trade. It's hard to want to keep trading. Yeah, there's that pop I was originally looking for. I waited, I gave it like 2 or 3 tries, as you saw. So I could have walked away with a little bit more. I did 1,000, 2.5 thousand. $7.5K, it's not bad size. Could have probably done even more size, but I mean, they basically just replayed what it did here. Now we're dealing with a lot of risk again. Maybe we're going to get just a huge blow off top, get a lot of FOMO, and then it's just going to flush super heavy. I feel like that's what I'm waiting for. Wow, look at that break higher. Imagine 6-7% from where I sold. There's definitely power here, huh? Look at that, I only traded 1 ticker today. What are the chances? Very extended now off the 90 EMA, crawling all the way up right now to that $4. Very impressive, very, very impressive. I didn't think we were going to see something like this. It's just me, or does it feel like I'm saying that a lot lately? Could see a bigger setup before continuation. There's a little bit of that sell-off. Maybe it's going to hold. I'm not sure. I honestly wouldn't be surprised. We've had so many of these like failed breakouts and then just instant recoveries, which can make you a lot of money. It's good to see something like this. Watching Lucy here could actually be a good setup. Closer to the 9 EMA, the better. If we get a bigger pullback, I'd be happy to jump in it. So far, it looks like it might hold and just break through. Also totally fine if that's the case. CXAI kind of mellowing out. Unfortunately, I just removed my limit orders and I was wrapping up. That could have been a nice little trade, but that's fine. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. So it doesn't bother me. CXAI moving back down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it 9:57. I think it's a good time to call it. I'm a busy day today. I got the pod and another call coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it. It looks like we are on our third green day with very similar profits each day. It's kind of unfortunate with the Monday. You know, we could have had $200 profit. We could have had $0. So break even day, I could have stopped 1,000 times, but I kind of kept pushing it. Profit margin here over 61%, so that's usually really good. It means I'm somewhat in the flow. Really good to see that. I should have probably gotten a little bit more aggressive today. At least I sized a bit more, but I think I could have easily had $1,000 day today. Just basically just trading more. Today was one of those days where the more I trade, the more money I make. So no reason to not capitalize on that. So that was a mistake for sure. Running P&L, you can kind of see this was a little slippery here. You know, I was up and then I gave back. I don't like those positions, and then luckily I was able to shoot higher. So that was really nice. CXAI still pushing, and AUD basically dead, and then Lucy, the next nice one today. I think it's maybe fading at this point, but you know, on the daily, it's still holding its highs really well, and the GFAI also very high, bit extended for me, but I think at this point the downside potential is just so high because you're maybe looking for an offering on this kind of ticker. So GFAI is probably done for me as well. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you then first thing tomorrow morning. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.